So, hey friends, welcome back to Data Engineering Talk. So, today we are taking a big leap into the world of big data. And trust me, this is where things start to get really exciting. So, you might have heard a word everywhere, big data. So, do you know what does it actually mean? And why does every company talk about it? And even most importantly, why you as a learner or as a future data engineer care about it. That's exactly what we will figure out in this video. So let's start. Let's start with a simple thought. Imagine you own a small shop and you keep your daily sales in a notebook. Easy, right? Now let's think of that way, like your shop grows into a chain and you switch to Excel instead of the small notebook. That will also works fine, right? But only for a while. So let's change the scenario. Let's see, like you have been fast forwarded to today, and think of you as you are a Amazon, Flipkart, or Swiggy, and you are dealing with millions of customers, billions of orders, and data coming not only from one sources, it is coming from multiple sources. Say it is as websites, apps, delivery partners, IoT devices, payment gateways, and more. So in this scenario, your suddenly your notebook and even Excel are useless, right? That because the data is too huge, it is too fast, because it is coming too fast, it is real time data, and it is also too complex. So that's where the concept of big data comes in. So you might be thinking, what makes data this big? So is it only about size? Well, the answer is no. To understand this in much better way, we need to talk about the famous V's of big data. So don't worry, I will cover each view, each important view, V's of big data. So by the end of this video, you will know why companies created this concept and what each V means and how they actually affect you. So before moving it, let's rewind a bit. Earlier, data was actually simple, and small tables were there in databases. And in terms of storage, only gigabytes of storage were there, and queries, whatever we used to run it, that ran in just a seconds. But then what happened? There is a boom, and because of internet, smartphone, social media nowadays, IoT devices, and online payments, and there are other things as well, like videos, sensors, and other things. So these actually came up, and suddenly the company were not dealing with the MBs or GBs anymore. They used to deal with the terabyte or petabyte of data storage every single day. So what happens? The traditional databases like MySQL or Oracle were no longer enough to handle these things, and they were like trying to store an ocean inside a bucket. That's not going to happen. So that's why, like, so expert needed a way to define this new kind of data problem. That's when the concept of V's of big data was introduced. So to explain the challenges and characteristic of data at this scale, we should understand the V's of big data. So let's move to the V's of big data. So let me open the notepad here. Yeah, let me open the notepad and let's see V's of big data. To understand the V's of big data, we will cover first V1 as volume. Okay, so you will be thinking, what is this about? So this is actually this is the most obvious one, and it is about the sheer amount of data. So think about Facebook, where billions of users are there, and each user actually uploading photos, their videos, and their post every time. And even not of Facebook, let's think about YouTube. There is, let's take a small number, 500 plus hours of video are getting uploaded every single minute. So we are talking about petabytes to zettabytes of data, and traditional systems simply can't handle this. That's why we have moved to distributed file systems, like SDFS, Amazon S3, or Azure Data Lake. So here, volume refers to the scale of data, and we can think volume in this way only, the scale of data. So let me write the keyword so that it will be easy for you to remember scale of data. And here we have V2. V2 is actually velocity. So here second V is actually for velocity. It's not just about the storing huge data. It's about the speed at which the data is being generated and it needs to be processed. For example, we have a few scenario which will help you to understand. So let's think about stock market. The trades happen in the milliseconds, and also Netflix recommendation updates in real time. It gives you the real time update, a real time recommendation based on your profile, based on your data. And also there is a fraud detection in bank that must happen instantly whenever a suspicious transaction occurs. So in this way, traditional batch systems like couldn't keep up this thing. And that's why the technologies like Kafka, Spark Streaming, Flink came into play. And here we can understand the velocity in this way, like data coming in like a flood that you must handle in real time or near real time. So this is all about velocity. Let me write the keyword here so that it will be easy for you to remember it. The data coming in like flood and must be handled in real time or near real time. Okay, let me have this. Yeah. Let me increase this a bit more. Yeah, near real time. So this was about V2. So you might be thinking, what else we have? We have V3, and V3 stands for variety. Variety variety like to understand variety. So you had to understand, you need to understand this way, like back in the day the data was actually mostly structured table, just like rows and columns only. And now data is coming in all shapes and sizes. Suppose like the data is coming in structured way, that we understand in think of SQL tables. And the data is also coming in semi-structured way as well, like it will become in terms of JSON file, it will come in form of XML file, or even the data, the logs which is getting generated, that is also a data. So that is, these things are semi-structured. And apart from structured and semi-structured, the data is coming totally unstructured as well, just like images, videos, audios, tweets, PDF, everything. So what happens? A single company might handle all these at once only. For example, Amazon deals with the product catalogs, that is structured, customer reviews, that is actually semi-structured, and also product images or videos that are being there, that is unstructured. So here variety is actually forced us to use NoSQL databases like MongoDB, Cassandra, or and also like data lakes that can store anything. So here variety stands for data in multiple formats or structure. Let me write it so that you can easily relate it and understand what I have explained it. So here variety means like data in multiple formats and structure. Yeah. So data in multiple formats and structure. These were the three V's of data, big data. So instead of three, we have more V's available as well. There is one more V, that is let's categorize V4, and V4 is actually veracity of data. Veracity. Veracity is actually stands for, let's understand is in this way, like this is about the trust and quality of data. And to understand this, like let me tell you, like big data is actually messy, and there are duplicates of data, there are things like missing of data as well, there are the data whatever you have that might be false as well. And even misleading signals as well. They would be having misleading signals as well. And if your data is actually garbage, your insights will also be garbage. So what we call actually garbage in and garbage out. So for example, let me give you an example so that you can relate it. In healthcare data, if a patient's age is entered wrong, the prediction could fail. And even in financial data, a single incorrect entry might trigger a false fraud alert. So that's why Variety is actually for ensuring data is clean, reliable, and trustworthy. Let me write it. Ensuring the data is reliable, trustworthy, and clean. So this is about veracity, and we have one more V. You can term it as you can term it value. So what does value means? So value means like at the end of the day, what is the point of collecting huge data, huge amount of data? If it doesn't provide a value, then there is no means of storing the big data. So that's why like company invest millions kind of company invests millions in big data, but the real ROI comes only if the data translate into kind of better decision making, a kind of cost saving, and even improved customers experience. So there would be scenario. Let me explain you with some example. Suppose the Google Map data only matters if it actually helps you to avoid traffic and reach faster. So here, the value you can think of it like turning raw data into useful or business outcomes. That's where you can remember it. Let me write the notes to turning raw data into useful outcomes. So useful business outcomes. So that's what about value. So so uh, this this was all about the we all v's of data. So what happens, I have covered most of the things in big data. What is big data, why we need big data, and what are the v's of big data. So, in our next video, we will try to dive deeper into Hadoop and distributed system, and also we'll try to cover the first major solution to handle these big data challenges. So we have covered almost everything in big data. So let's summarize it. So what we have covered with big data. So big data means huge, fast, complex data that actually beyond the capacity of traditional tools. So it is defined by three V's. So it is basically defined by three V's. Sometimes it is defined by five V's. So but we need to it's better we know all five V's so that we can correlate it with the data. So stay tuned because in the upcoming videos of this playlist, I will break down each concept step by step. And I promise you, the things which I am going to explain, you won't be finding anywhere, even in the many of the paid courses. So this is all about my hard work, real world experience, and the challenges which I have personally solved as a data engineer. So if you're serious about mastering data engineering, you are at the right place. So let's see you soon in the next video. Thank you. Thanks for watching.